A very good morning to all of you. Now, a lot of students have been querying about the updates on result. When can we expect the result for June 2024? So, as per some of the official sources, specifically the news sources, we have cited the NDTV as one of the sources. We have found that it has been brought into news that the result is expected by mid of October. Now, so far there had been no updates on the result when it could be out. The students have been waiting for it for long, and even they are unaware about what would happen for the December cycle, because even the result for the June cycle is not yet out. Now, in such circumstances, what should you do and what are the things that you must take into account? So first, as I mentioned, as per some of the sources like NDTV, the estimate time period by which the result would be declared is mid-October. So expected somewhere from the range of 14th to 20th October, right? Now, in this duration, we are also not aware about what would happen with the December cycle. So only after the result for the June cycle is done and everything for the June cycle is settled, we can expect the December cycle. So there can be a chance that December cycle is delayed a little. Possibly you could have the exam in the month of February. However, there are no official notifications on it as of now. So we do not know the exact dates. It would be available only as announced. But over the last few years, we have seen a changing trend with UGC, and this trend is the notification, the time at which the notification is released and the examination is held is a very short duration. So a lot of students do this mistake that they wait for the notification to be released, and once they fill up the form for the examination, they are in the full swing to prepare for the examination. So don't commit this mistake. Ensure that you keep preparing for your NET examination. If you have not given your June examination and you are targeting for December, then definitely start preparing. Don't give it a thought that whether the notification would be released and only after the notification is released we should start preparing. And those who have already applied for the June result, there are two segments under which students can be bifurcated. One, who are pretty sure that they cannot get qualified. So for them, it's a good advice to not to wait for the result and start your preparation right away. For those who feel that yes, I can 100% qualify, and for those who feel that we are on a margin, we may or may not qualify, both of these category of students, it's a good idea to keep in touch with your subject. Don't just keep your books aside and relax. Okay, don't wait for the result and start your preparation again, because there are others who are constantly preparing for it, and if you are doing that over the last moment, then you would be losing the traction. Another important thing that you must remember for this NET examination is the recent kind of questions which are asked in the UGC NET are really dynamic in nature. They are not conventional questions which are available in the existing textbooks, right? So questions from that kind are also available, but very important to note that these kind of questions which are highly contemporary in nature and require more of current understanding and current information are asked these days. So prepare for them also along with your syllabus. Now, Gopal and others who have questions or queries can post them in the comment section as we proceed. Now, for example, I take a very simple question this time. For the June cycle, there was a question on foreign educational institutions coming to India. We had already covered few of the lectures on it. In the complete postal course, we have a separate section for it, and even in the videos, we have done an edition on this lecture separately, right? Now, what we were expecting were the questions possibly that which major institutions would have entered India or have signed a MOU and which are likely to enter into India. The questions which we were expecting were in line with what were asked in your examination. For example, the questions came from the fact that what are the criterias to ensure that this foreign educational institution can have a center or a university in India, right? For example, again, this year we have for December cycle a very important question. This question talks about the Climate Institute being established at Ahmedabad University, and this Climate Institute is basically to meet the goals of G20 summit, and that is for cities and development leverage. So cities and settlement leverage, under that heading this institution would be working. Now this institution would have the advisors from numerous domains. One of the major advisors would be Milton Friedman from University of Chicago Department of Economics. So this department or this center would focus not only on sustainability but economics behind sustainability and energy initiatives. So again, a part of green initiatives and climate change. So this becomes a really important question for this time. Similarly, we have been talking about other topics for higher educational institutions. Nalanda being provided the status under the UGC, and therefore now Nalanda Open University can officially admit students. So again, that can be one of the topics that could be asked. New medical colleges being established, the locations where they can be established, the concept of AEDP, that is apprenticeship embedded program development programs by UGC, the outstanding PhD work, which has been another initiative which has been started by UGC. So those are some of the kind of questions that are highly possible for your upcoming examination. So now, what is important and what is next? So the most important thing is, don't keep waiting for the result. Keep your preparation ongoing. Also ensure that any new development related to higher education, related to school education, related to environment, related to basic politics and computing are important segments. Cover them wholeheartedly. For the basics and the fundamentals, we have this set of 7 books that is available, and in each of these you can click on the topics to understand the list of new topics being added. Now as you can see here, there are numerous topics which pertain specifically to non-conventional programs, conventional programs, oriental learning, environment and value education, positivism, post-positivism. So these are some of the elements that are definitely asked and really scoring. So as they are very theoretical, if you know them, you can secure good marks in them. So this was a basic information on how to prepare for your examination. Now this applies not only to paper 1, even for your subject paper. Be it whatsoever paper you are appearing, the recent developments are really important. For example, Marathi being included as a classical language. Now students from language background can have this as an important question. What are classical languages? Even students from folk literature can have questions related to the folk cultures of the region. So any topic which has been in news, it would directly or indirectly interdisciplinarily be related to some of the subjects. So understanding that subject specific domain and proceeding for that becomes really important. Specifically for subjects like geography, psychology, we have seen ample of questions. For example, this year there was a question related to revolving door phenomena, Goldwater rule. Now these were some of the questions which are part of psychology paper. Similarly, in the sections on geography, there were questions which pertain to specifically being asked from enhanced rock weathering. What is the carbon capture, carbon sequestration, VOCs. So any topic related to environment, related to climate change, related to urbanization, cities and expansions, Nauru as one of the islands which has been worse affected by climate change. the climatic and the physiographic regions of the territories which are in dispute, the regions of West Asia, specifically the regions of Lebanon. So physiography of those regions again become really important. However, as we know, world geography is not in syllabus, but yes, there have been contemporary questions asked from these sections. Even ancient scholars and the section on geographical thought comes from these sections tremendously. So these are some of the topics that we would definitely recommend that you must prepare for, and with this you would have an overall idea about what is the right way to prepare and what kind of questions are usually asked in the examination. So this was just a small brief that we had discussed for this lecture. We have covered all the topics in detail and comprehensive manner in the lecture series. So if you have any questions or queries, you can connect on the number below. Thanks for joining in and have a wonderful day ahead.